Okay, welcome back. Episode 5. Doesn't seem like episode 5. It's a little bit late because I screwed up the recording and we did not capture anything of the recording we did on Friday night. So this
Captured you, but nobody comes here for that shit. So
exactly, and that's the problem. That right there is the
yeah.
problem. Certainly not me talking to a ghost, and nobody nobody can hear back. Okay, so what the viewers missed was that I got about 25% on the DuPont game, which did not beat your previous 22%, unfortunately. So you're back out ahead in that. But what I've prepared for you is not only a DuPont game, but about 4 games for you to play, and then a bit of a fifth game that we can play together if we have any time remaining at the end. So, are you ready to go through a couple quick games, Patty?
Fire away. I'll try to pay some attention to the games and not just the Formula One race, which I have on my phone.
I'll tell you what. I already watched that race.
Inches away here.
I already watched that race. You're not missing much, pal. You can go
Oh,
ahead.
you did watch it, huh?
You can go ahead and tune out. No, I watched I watched highlights today.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough to pass in Shanghai, so it's not a whole lot going on, but
Yep, and I heard
yeah.
I heard that you already saw Alonso's brakes on fire with Gasly calling him over the radio.
Yeah.
Gasly, Fernando, tell Alonso his wheels are on fire. Go ahead. Thank
Hey,
you.
just small fire on the pitch straight.
So, all right, let's start with the DuPont game. So the first vehicle I have here for you is one of those horrific. Note that they call this a 1962 Chevy Corvette.
And this appears to be one of those dumbass C5s that they've...
No, Pat, look at the description. 1962 Chevrolet Corvette.
Huh, something don't look right about it.
I don't know. Are you sure? It looks perfectly fine to me. It looks
That's those normal, perfect, stunning C2 Corvette proportions. Oh, wait.
Yeah. No, I don't have
It's
any
got-
more. I don't have any more information than you, but I'm gonna assume this is a C6 based on the LS3 engine.
And the C6 Z06 wheels.
Yep. Yep.
And stupid C6 top. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's got 10,000 miles on it. Somebody drove this that long, if you can believe that.
Man.
The
Went to a lot of sock hop drive-ins.
the rest of the boomers down at Dairy Queen were probably throwing up into their fucking
Yeah,
into their
they were
concretes.
soiling their jean shorts over this thing.
What do you think? And this one is actually a bit more recent. I believe this is like a early 2016 issue of DuPont.
Okay.
So it's a few months
Yeah.
newer than the previous ones, but it's not going to make much
I'll tell
difference
you-
on a 1962.
Right, yeah. However much it is, it's too much. There's always like a million of these stupid things at Mecum every year, and I feel like it's always shocking how much I pay for them.
Well, Mecum is always inflated for Corvettes. You can always get about, 10 to 20% more than it's actually worth, in my opinion.
Yeah. And but so are the prices in DuPont generally. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't have a clue. Let's say 90,000.
159 is what they're asking on
Oh
this.
my God.
And believe it or not, this is actually what these appear to get in like the modern day.
Yeah.
Even
yeah,
the old
that,
C6
that,
ones.
That does sound closer.
Yeah, which is crazy because a nice C6 is like 25 grand.
Yeah, and that's like more than you could get a cool, maybe not 427, but a cool C2,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
actually have a cool car.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
not to mention, I would rather just have the regular old C6 than this all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not close. But down at Dairy Queen, maybe it goes a little differently. All right, moving on. What do you think a 458 Spider? This is Rosso Corsa over Nero Black over Black.
Alright.
This is
So red over black.
yep, very low mile example.
No miles.
3 model years old at this point. We've got the VIN here too. We could do a quick checkup on this thing, see where it wound up.
Yeah. They must have still been around 300. Let's say 305.
305. We're looking at 269.9. What a bargain you could get this thing for back then.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad. All right, this one's probably gonna shock you just to see it up close and personal. You ready? How about a 918 Spider, unpainted from the factory, matte
Is it
black
like rare
wrap?
carbon?
It's matte black wrap
Oh.
from the factory. According to this, who knows? This is something, and it's from CNC Motors. I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, they're the ones that had like the big embezzlement
Fraud,
scheme, aren't
yeah,
they?
fraud scandal.
Yeah.
I'm allegedly. Don't sue us, CNC. I know you're watching.
Watching from federal pound me in the ass prison. Pass that.
Allegedly, Pat. Remember to include the allegedly here. But this baby has the Weissach package. It's allegedly paintless from the factory with a matte black wrap. They say very rare, and for once they mean it. This probably is a one of a kind. So what do you think this thing goes for?
No max bucket season.
Yep.
And they got the acid brake calipers.
I mean, what were these things? Base model, non the Weissach, in a normal paint. These were like what, 800K brand new?
Yeah, probably. I mean, most of them were probably closer to $1 million out the door.
Probably, yeah.
But-
Especially a Weissach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is fairly recent, but
It's
past the-
pretty
I
much
don't
brand
know,
new,
let's-
yeah.
Yeah. I bet it's way over sticker. 1.8.
Reasonable guess. This one's 2 on the money.
Wow.
2,918,000.
Oh, of course.
Isn't
So
that cute?
They're admitting that the price is a fucking joke.
Exactly. That they just made it up.
2,069,069.
Staying with Porsche, what do you think a 997T was back then? Getting you back a little bit for the outside game that the viewers won't get to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard turbo with what looks like some aftermarket
Some horrible
cool
wheels.
roof looking wheels.
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen these wheels on 911s of that generation. They've got that matte look to them, semi-matte,
Yeah.
I suppose, with no real definition and sort of just a flat appearance. Ultra low miles, and this was this was
Old-
damn near 10-year-old car at the time.
Turbo. So the 991 was banging.
Yeah, 991 was very much alive at this point. But I
Yeah.
don't know if the
So I bet-
991T was out yet.
I bet these weren't too bad. 110.
89.5.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's a relative bargain. Speaking
Because
of,
they're probably like a one with that kind of miles is probably $1,000 still.
yeah, this would have been a nice buy for
Yeah.
this at that point, especially if it's a stick. It doesn't say, but
Oh yeah, we don't know, but it would have been PDK. I mean, it's not like we're tips.
yeah, right. It would have been
So,
PDK at
any
this
like
point.
PDK cars are, that's not as bad as a.
Right. All right. So this
At least
next,
I think so.
yeah, and this next one you're going to see quite a few cars from this dealer. What about an Aventador Roadster? And now the picture is not great, but you know what you're dealing with here.
I get the gist. It's a standard Aventador.
Yep, it's two model years old at this point. It's got 2,000 miles on it. The thing is brand spanking new, and this is the one you want, baby. This is the Roadster.
But not an S.
Not an
or
S. Not an
anything. I
S.
don't know if the S was even.
I
out
don't
yet.
think it was out yet in 2016. Maybe it was. I don't
This
know
was
these cars
probably
well.
the best one.
Yeah, exactly. This is the one you want, baby.
Yeah, these are a lot. 550.
429. Good guess.
Oh.
I was shocked by this
Yeah.
one. If you had given me this one, I would have been like, I don't know, 70 grand.
Yeah, a V12 Lambos they've gotten so crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Like the Revuelto is like 700 grand out the door now. So that's like where this prices have progressed for these.
Yeah, and
And Aventadors are still expensive.
I wish I had screenshot the selling dealer because we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna see more from this dealer later. But anyway,
Now I
moving.
know. Now I know how much he charges for an Aventador.
You know how much they ask for an Aventador. All right, so here's a CGT.
Ah.
Now remember, I think we did one last week. Oh, I forgot to blur out the monthly payment, but I guess that really doesn't mean anything.
Can't do that kind of math.
Yeah, and I mean, what is
But
it?
that's a lot.
And you know, it's Porsche, so that could be a 10-year loan.
Yeah, it's
Could
an
be like a
84-monther.
could be a mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I bet it's quite a bit. But I mean, I know they weren't what they are now, like 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah. I think we had
That
one.
whole that whole 1 to 1.5, $2 million for yellow ones, shit. That's only been the last few years.
Yeah, and I think let's see. We had one a few episodes ago that went for 845. I'll give you a heads up on
Yeah.
that.
That was gonna be right where I'm at.
Yep.
Well, let's
Also,
see.
I like this cabriolet.
Oh yeah, cabriolet.
That is not what this car is called, nor is it a
It is not.
convertible. I mean, some of the
You
stuff
could have just stopped at GT.
some of the stuff they put in these listings, it's like, do you guys even know these cars?
Funny.
Fucking GT cabriolet.
That's an interesting. That's not GT silver though, is it? It doesn't say, but that's like a darker kind of gray, huh?
Doesn't say, but to me it does look like a not the silver that they all are. But you got to think that if they would have brought that up if it were a special color, right? I mean, nowadays
Yeah.
that makes it's like a $500,000 difference if you got a yellow one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yellow or black or red, anything
Yeah.
but GT silver
Anything
is more. But
Anything but silver, yeah.
yeah, so maybe this is weird lighting, or because I didn't even know about this gray. But
Any damn name
I'll-
but Sue.
I'll go a little bit more than the. I'll say 950. I don't think million.
598.
Whoa!
Can you believe it? You could have got this thing for nada. They didn't even have the mileage listed, but man, it doesn't matter. 598 for this thing.
Not very much.
And
Damn,
that's
yeah.
asking. You could probably rolled in there with $500,000 and walked out with it. All right, let's get a little more tame. How about a Cobra R?
Cobra R.
Yeah, and these are the ones everybody wants. The new Edge S195 facelift. These are the ones that they underrated from the factory that actually made, like 450 horsepower or whatever.
Only has 380 miles.
It's brand spanking new. Recently serviced, super rare. I can't imagine what service it really needed at 300 miles, but maybe it's first oil change. Get the brake-in oil out of it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's just sat for so many stuff.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, they just had one of these on cars and can't remember.
That one was heavily modified, but it also had no miles and all sorts of documented service and everything done to it, but I don't remember what it got either.
Man, I don't know if this is a. Let's say 90.
65.
Okay. See, I was like, is this a 50 grand thing?
Isn't it awesome how cheap you could get cars for back then?
Yeah.
Except for an Aventador Roadster. Don't buy that. Whatever you don't buy that.
I guessed over on the Aventador too. I mean,
Yep. Or a
I thought it would have
19
been more than that back then.
or a 1962 Corvette. Definitely don't buy that. All right. All right. What about a Daytona? And this is Tony Jones and Rick Gutierrez. We featured several of their cars on here.
Okay, so this is a 365 GTC4.
4Cam, yeah.
Which is the 2+2
Correct.
Daytona, right? This is
Yes.
not the
Correct.
what you would call a standard Daytona.
Right, but they didn't put Daytona in the description, and I know it's not really called that, but they called the Dino a Targa the other day, so
Yeah.
so they're clearly not super strict with the with the naming. Look at the VIN on this thing. It's got like 12 zeros in a row.
That may be typical for Ferrari.
That may be standard.
I don't know.
It may be the 15,000th
Yeah.
one of these. But it's at Ferrari of San Antonio. We've seen a lot of cars sold by them on this challenge.
Yeah. So these were basically Dinos with back seats and power steering.
But it's a Daytona. I mean, this is a.
I mean, not Dinos. I'm sorry, Daytonas.
Yes.
With
yeah.
back seats and power steering.
Yeah. I mean, this is
but
every
as
bit
such,
of every bit of $1 million car today.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, because even the real Daytonas are like just below $1 million, 700-800. I bet you.
I'm gonna dispute you on that. I'll plug in some. I'll
Well,
slug in some listings here.
After I take a stab at it, let's look at some Daytonas and some GT4s. Because I think there's a pretty vast price difference, but maybe not.
I bet you're probably right about that.
But this one, I don't know, man. Back then, 350.
350. I think you're low. 499.
500.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do a real quick look at some Daytonas here. I mean, I figured this would come up under Daytona, right?
I don't know if it will. Because it wasn't called Daytona, I don't think.
Neither was the GTB/4. People just call it that, right? Yeah, see, GTB/4 Competizione, GTB/4 Daytona 750, GTB/4, GTB/4, GTB/4. Okay, so maybe
Daytona after him.
Oh, they do. Well, you know,
Yeah.
they put notch back on the Mustangs too. All right,
Okay,
wow.
so some of those are.
Have any GTC/4s sold? Let's see. GTC.
I don't think that has Daytona in the name. I don't know.
I would call it a Daytona, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. Oh yeah. Look at that. 190,000. So there's
190, 250.
Yeah, this is probably the nicest one you can find. Okay, so much for this being $1 million car. I mean, this one's got some pretty This one's got original tires on it. But based on this,
Guys, they want that shit.
yeah, that's insane to me.
Yeah, so they were. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good buy from Ferrari of San Antonio.
No, Tony Jones was taking us for a ride on that one.
And even the GTB Daytonas were 5, 6.
Rick Gutierrez,
750.
go to hell.
Yeah, see, he banged somebody up on that one.
What about an E30 M3?
Oh, an E30 M3. This might have been a little bit before these were like 6-figure kind of cars.
Right. Well, I still don't believe that they are. I think that's about the most fraudulent thing in motorsport. The 6-figure E30 M3. But
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I believe those numbers anyway. You know, I think they're whenever I see that stuff on cars or on Bring a Trailer where a car goes for double what comps go for, and then a similar one that's a little less nice sells a few weeks later, it's like, I don't know if that really transacted at that. You can look up the title history on these cars and see that a lot of them do not get re-registered afterwards.
Well, I mean, that's probably data that they don't share. That sale falls through or something's fucky about it.
Yeah, something's very
We're
fucky
never
about
gonna know.
Exactly. We'll never know for sure, but something's definitely fucky about it. And you can look up the title history on these cars. I mean, that's public information.
All right. Well, I still think an E30 M3 is a pretty desirable collector car. I mean, there's not very many of them.
Yeah.
They were homologation cars. They're pretty special. So I don't know. It's 75.
77.5. Great guess.
Yes. Let's get that average back on track.
Yeah,
here.
now
I've had
we're
a couple of bang jobs.
We're getting back on track. Now here's one that I don't think you're gonna know any comps for. What about an Escalade ESV 40-inch conversion? I'm gonna assume that means 40 foot. 40-inch.
Lando's coming on the radio telling him to tell Oscar to speed up already. Here we go.
Hurry up, please get out of my way.
I tell you, the most exciting part of this season is going to be the McLarens fighting with each other.
Yes, two little petulant children
Yeah.
fighting over who gets to sit in the front seat on the way back to the
Basically.
after they get
And-
1-2 finish.
And Oscar is shockingly fast.
Now, before we go on, did you see the news about Ferrari afterwards? I won't spoil it if you haven't.
After the race?
Yeah, there's been some news going around about Ferrari today. You didn't see?
Okay, no, I've been
Okay.
staying off of
Okay.
social media entirely so
Okay.
I can watch the race.
Never
Yeah.
mind then. I won't discuss it any further.
If it's juicy, I will see it this evening and we'll talk about it next week.
All right. Why don't you tell me what you think a 40-inch Cadillac ESV is worth?
Oh man. Wait, hang on. LCW Automotive Private Limo CEO Edition, baby.
Oh yeah, champagne table that has exterior
Oh.
and interior lighting.
Oh man, this thing rocks.
Yeah. Well, I love an Escalade of the GMT 800 generation anyway. It's already just
Absolutely.
It's already just a great car. But this this takes things to the next level. I can only imagine what kind of
Rear desk swivel. That's what put it over the edge for me. Swivel and rear desk.
I can only imagine how wallowy this thing is in the middle.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, and this Escalade is 10 years old at this time. So
Yes. Well, 8 years old, yeah.
Not that. I mean, an 8-year-old Escalade was probably 25 grand at this time, but this one.
Oh no, I bet
Sure.
I bet a normal one you could get for for nothing at
Yeah.
this time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those big V8 SUVs, they always hold their value pretty well. But,
They sure do. I was looking at Avalanches this morning.
yeah, right after Hoovy just got that beater one the other day.
Yeah, and they're still like 12 to 15 grand for a decent one.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're great fucking cars.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't the faintest idea on this thing. They must want 100 grand for it.
88, not bad.
All right.
You're in the neighborhood.
Yeah. That's
No.
the best deal of the whole night there.
Now we're back to the whatever that weirdo dealer was we were looking at with the really expensive Aventador earlier.
Okay, so now he's got a brand new. Ooh, that doesn't look like a Huracan. That's like a Gallardo.
It's a picture of a Gallardo, isn't it?
It
Wow.
sure is.
Wow.
Great color.
Wow.
But let's assume that the price is for a Huracan.
Even
No,
though
it's not, because they don't make manual Huracans.
yeah, and it's a
This
6-speed
is
manual.
amazing,
Yeah.
which doesn't exist.
Yep. There.
No one's converting Huracans.
Certainly not a 1-year-old one. Oh my god, that didn't even register to me when I was making this.
Was LP 610 for maybe he's just no,
What?
because
Well,
did they make it Gallardo in 15?
They say this is Huracan, yeah. LP 610-4 is a Huracan. No, that's not what's pictured.
Not what's pictured.
Let's see how long they made a Gallardo. It does say 6-speed manual
Yeah,
though. Till 2013.
and I don't think you could get a manual Gallardo past like Gen 1, could you?
I think you could ride him until the end, but the end was several years before this.
Yeah.
I mean, do they call it let's see, facelift. Either way, I'm gonna need your guess on this car, Pat.
Am I guessing Huracan?
I don't know. You're guessing on a 2015 Lamborghini Huracan LP 610-4 6-speed manual. You see the picture.
Yeah, it's in Rosso Métis, which is a lovely color.
It's in Rosso Corsa.
Yeah.
It's a 40-inch 40-inch
The 40-inch limousine conversion.
Isn't it funny how every single one of these listings has either a typo or something that's impossible or something that never existed?
It's amazing.
Man, DuPont Registry was just a fucking fever dream back then.
Probably not any different now.
I mean, I can't even believe it still exists.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. The 250.
99 grand.
Okay, so it probably was a Gallardo.
That's why. That's the whole reason I included this one is because this was sitting right next to that Aventador for $500,000, and then I saw this. It didn't even register to me the manual Huracan that has a Gallardo in the picture. If you wanna call the stewards over and have that one thrown out in the score calculation, I'd be perfectly fine with that because this one was fucked.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm guessing on. I was guessing on a Huracan, but there's no way he was selling a Huracan.
No,
absolutely no way.
I was just shocked that he was asking that for a 1-year-old Lambo. Period.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, he wasn't. He was asking that for an 8-year-old Gallardo.
He'd been up for like 3 days on cocaine and didn't even realize what he was selling. All right, we'll toss that one out.
That thing's hogwash. Kangaroo court.
What about a BAC mono?
Oh, a mono.
Yep.
So this thing was pretty new at this point.
Yes,
Somebody drove it 3,000 miles. So
right.
A first one in the USA.
Yep. Terrified to go any further.
This car was driven by Jay Leno and featured in Top Gear magazine. Is that the one that Clarkson drove on Top Gear, I wonder?
I mean...
It was the one in Top Gear magazine. I know they're not really directly affiliated, but...
Right, but it's hard to imagine
It could have been.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine
How did it end up here?
Yeah, right.
I guess you don't have to convert these things to left-hand drive.
I bet... right. I bet these are eligible for show and display.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
But I think you can buy them in the U.S. now. Maybe not.
Can you really? Is there a BAC dealership in your town?
If there's a BAC dealership anywhere, but I think there's... I don't know. I'm not sure. We have to look that up.
Yeah.
In any case, man. I don't know. I don't know how much these things cost now.
They're pretty expensive.
They're like, yeah, 200.
Trust me, I've
maybe.
looked into it. Yeah.
I've done the research.
Yeah.
Let's say 200.
225 OBO.
All right. OBO. But shit.
I'll offer him 40. I'll give you 40 for it.
Give you 15. Take that thing off your hands for you.
All right, let's go back to the Fever Dream dealership. What do you think a Rolls-Royce Phantom costs there?
I'm surprised they haven't written Ghost. Rolls-Royce.
I'm surprised it doesn't
Ghost.
say Silver Wraith, 1967.
E56 in it. Supercharged.
Certified pre-owned. Look at that. What does that mean?
CPO Rolls, huh?
CPO on a 10-year-old Rolls from the dealership that doesn't know the difference between a Huracan and a Gallardo. You're not getting any work paid for from them.
Yeah. But either way, I'm going to assume that this is indeed a listing for a 10-year-old Phantom.
Yeah, let's assume. Let's make the broad assumption.
Yeah. How dare I?
Yeah.
An 18k miles is not an only on a Phantom. That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. I bet the interior's holding up just fine.
Yeah. I mean, these things were $500,000 new, but I bet it's 150.
119.9. Not bad.
Not far.
Not a bad guess.
Man, that is pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is tempting offer at that point.
A cooler car for 120.
Now, what about a 2007 Corvette with a manual, 20,000 miles?
It's your car.
This is my car. It's the
Yours
wrong...
had about that many miles, right?
No. Mine had
like 40 or 50.
Mine had like 65 when I bought it. It's got like It's got just over 80 now.
Was it 2007?
And they were
It
asking.
must have been. Let's see. So, so when this came out, that would have been early times.
Yeah. So this would it would be almost it would be essentially a 10-year-old car at this point. And then remember, this is an LS2 car. These weren't even the desirable ones, really.
Um, 38.
Now remember, I paid. Well, I didn't pay that, but they were asking 26 on mine. I paid less than that. I don't really know how much I paid for it once you deal with the funny money I got on the trade-in and everything. But they were asking 29.9.
Wow.
Not a bad deal.
No.
Not a bad deal
I
for
figured
its
they
time.
still would have been a bit more than that. Because, I mean, that's like, trying to get a C7 now.
Exactly. Well, I
I
mean,
guess with.
it's a pretty beat up one that you're getting for under 30 now. A
I know,
nice.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
C7s are considerably more than that, even considering inflation and stuff. So,
Right.
yeah. I thought it would have been in the 30s, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
What about a Veyron?
Aveyron. Wow, Veyrons have always been interesting. Are they under $1 million?
They never really they never really depreciated that much, despite how expensive they are to own.
Yeah. Well, I guess they never really appreciated like a car that is as special as a Veyron is.
And what do
You
they
would
say?
expect to.
Your yearly service is 50,000, and if you want to do the top speed run, then you're looking at $1 million service. They say.
$1 million service if you want to max it?
If you want to do the top speed runs, yeah,
That's fucking insane.
yeah, 50,000.
Well, if I ever get one, I ain't paying that $1 million. I'm just gonna go up there and let it rip on I-70.
do 250 on I-70. Think tire changes 50 grand, and you have to do the wheels every 3 tire
Yeah.
changes, and you have to do the tires every 15,000 miles or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you don't do
I think
if you don't go
either-
250.
I think Michelin is releasing some new tires for them now.
They're going Countach, huh?
That don't have to be the crazy run flat things that they came with.
Good.
So
Run
it'll be
flats
like
on this.
$5,000 for a set.
Run flats is an awesome idea for these. Then again, I guess you don't want to deal with a blowout at 250, huh?
I mean, there's something crazy about them. They're like, I don't know, attached to the rims in a unique way. Yeah, they were
Sure.
stupid. But I bet even 2008. Let's say $1 million.
1.4.
Oh, they were. Yeah, well, again, it probably didn't sell for that much because I feel like that's the price now.
Yeah, I mean, well,
1.4.
it depends a lot on condition and mileage and everything, but yeah, for a nice one for
Yeah.
sure. Maybe more. Okay, well, I've got several more games ready for you here, Pat, but I need a quick break, hit the potty, and then let's get right back to it in about 5 minutes. Alright, and we're back. Time for game number 2. This one I definitely want to get to today. I'll give you an option on the third game if we've got time here. And now I'm looking at this, Patty, and this is going to be easy for you, I think. I think I would be able to get every single one of these, so I think you're going to have no problem.
Well, we'll see about that, bud.
What do you think this is? What car are we looking at? Okay, now I'm feeling better about it.
Yeah, I already have zero confidence.
Now I'm feeling like I did make it hard enough.
Seats back there.
Yeah, looks like you got.
I mean, my initial thought is one of the front-engine Porsches.
It's a good idea. Good. You're heading in the right direction.
assume it's not that. Uh, I and that body line there that goes through the gas cap.
Right through the
It's
gas
gotta be
cap. Classic design.
that's gotta be pretty distinctive.
Yeah. You got a B pillar and you got a door.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get my mind away from like a 944 or something.
Was that your final
What is
answer?
Sure. Yeah.
It's a 944.
Oh yes.
Great guess.
All right.
Now I just realized that it says it right here, and you can totally. Can you read that?
Oh, I can now. I
Let
didn't
me-
see it.
Let me put it up higher. Okay, you won't be able to see it now. All right.
I didn't see that in the
I know you.
Zoom picture.
I know you didn't. Otherwise, you would have known it immediately.
I would just be like, I don't know, 944.
Yeah. All right. What about this? What's that?
Is that GR Corolla?
Is that the final
Or,
final answer?
Sure.
GR Corolla. It's a CT4V.
Oh God.
Yeah. See it there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I see it. That's that. Yeah. I feel like the GR Corolla has something similar, and
It does.
That color is it's spot on for one of those too.
Absolutely. Very reminiscent of.
The Blue Chew Blue.
Yeah, true blue. All right, this one I think you're gonna get right away.
Oh yeah. It's a 430.
430. Yep. Yep. Very good. Now this one either you're gonna get right away or you're not. I don't know.
Okay. Ugh. Is it a GTR? An R35 GTR?
It's an LFA.
Oh wow. No, it's Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. You were.
I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah.
You're right about the country of origin.
I think you'd have to give me a different part of the LFA for me to get one.
I thought about.
Give me-
I
give
thought
me
about
the scoop thingy.
Yeah, I thought about this, but that would have been way too obvious.
Sure. That
Yeah.
one I would have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now this one I think you're gonna get right away. What's that?
Is it a NSX?
What gen?
I mean an early one. I don't know what they're
course.
called. Is it NA1?
Yeah, I'll give you the first or facelift, whatever.
Yeah.
This one appears to be a Targa, so it would be a facelift one. But I
And
don't
it's got some kind of side skirts on it too that messed with the.
messed with the overall look. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the factory panel gap there.
Yeah, and the factory paint chip.
Yeah, factory paint chip. This one might be interesting though. What's this?
Oh, is that a Pantera?
Final answer?
Yeah, sure.
What can I go ahead? Yes, Pantera.
Okay. Yeah,
Nailed it.
I didn't notice until afterwards the little Ford badge on the thing there. That would have been a dead giveaway.
Powered by Ford. Yeah, I didn't either. Otherwise, I would
Yeah.
have blurred that out too.
But no, I recognize.
Yeah,
Awesome.
obviously you got it without it. What about this? I take it back. I don't think I would have got this one.
I'm not sure. It looks like I want to say like an SLS Black Series, but I don't. Those vents look kind of shitty, to be honest.
So
I think the Germans would do that.
SLS Black that someone made in their garage.
Yeah, it's made on one of those Malaysian YouTube channels where they make, like Veyrons out of wood.
out of wood and plaster. Those actually usually look pretty good at the end.
Yeah. Oof. I hate to guess. I don't know what else to get. I just that where I assume that's where the door is meeting the.
Yeah, this is the door jam right here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so that huge gap makes me think it's like the gull wing. Uh, but those vents. Hell is this thing? I'll say SLS Black Series because I got no other idea.
It's an SL500,
Oh,
Michael Jordan edition.
that is shocking that it was actually some kind of SL series car.
Yeah, yeah, you got that right.
Because I would have never guessed it was an R129 SL
Yeah, I
in a
think.
million years.
Yeah, I think you were probably expecting it to be up here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right. What about this? Little hint right here.
Got a V8.
It's got a V8. Some bitch got a V8 in it.
Uh, there's a little vent thing like that right there. I mean, that.
Yeah, you know where we're at on the car this time.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
mistaking that.
Um, my initial thought is like Quattroporte, but I know it doesn't have that V8 badge.
And the Quattroporte's got the stick-on
It's got
auto
like the
zones. Yeah.
yeah the individual stick-on AutoZone dots.
Yep. You know the ones.
I mean that font. I'm thinking
You know what font that is.
like a Holden or something.
I left that badge in there very deliberately to be a big hint.
I'm gonna probably slap myself after
You
this
are.
one.
You are, yeah.
It's if we guess Holden or Pontiac or whatever.
So you're saying,
Like an SSV or something.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. How
Yeah.
about that?
It's a T-Bird, baby.
Oh God,
Yeah.
a T-Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a car I'm terribly familiar with, and I'm not ashamed about that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like these cars. I know they're kind of red-headed stepchildren, but come on, it's got a big V8. It's rear drives, drop top. I mean, what's not to like? You
I wonder
know?
if you can put like a manual from a Mustang in one, convert it.
You know,
Surely somebody's done that.
did these not come with manuals? Maybe they didn't.
I would think they were all fucking 4-speed.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's probably just wishful thinking.
Yeah, maybe good. I don't know. We'd have to look that up. It wouldn't. It would make sense for them to offer a manual, but
It'd be
I
awesome
don't
if
think
they
that was
did.
their target audience. Yeah, then they would be cool. Then they would be like
Yeah, didn't they?
treasured classics.
Exactly. Alright, oh, I gotta zoom out to move. What about this? Now, I'll give you a hint. My framing was very deliberate here. I left you a big hint in the framing, whether you choose to accept it.
It looks very distinctive, whatever it is.
It's very distinctive. This one you are gonna slap yourself if you don't get it.
Yeah. What was that?
Use all the information you got here.
Yeah, those wheels.
Don't worry about the wheels. Don't focus too much on the wheels. The hint is not the wheels. I'll tell you that. Come on, you know this one.
That's the door lock up there.
Yep. You're on. You're onto it now. You're heading in the right direction.
Except I'm not.
You are. You are. Let me
Uh,
zoom you out here. You don't notice anything strange about this car?
yeah, all of it's strange.
Other than all of
Is
it.
that
What
is that the
specifically?
door handle there?
What specifically is strange about this car? Yeah. This door handle up there.
Yeah. Is this like a Toyota Serra or something?
You're on the right track. It is the doors that are weird. Look at the door line. Do you want to change your guess? It's not a Sarah, I'll tell you that.
uh,
I think you're gonna
I'm not.
get there.
What has weird doors? Uh,
Has very weird doors. It makes the
a
Sarahs.
BMW, a BMW Z1.
Nailed it.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Took
Oh man.
took a little getting there, but we got there.
Yeah, that that angle is so tough, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this game's hard because you just once you're zoomed in like that, your mind starts going to all the wrong places immediately.
Exactly. I knew once I could get you to focus on this door line, you'd get there.
Yeah.
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 All right. What about this bad boy? What's this look like?
Silly side vent.
Yeah, silly side vent. Bit of a trademark.
Those wheels.
Yep.
Um.
These are all pieces that you're gonna want to use. Come on, you know this one.
I mean, my gut feeling is Alpha 8C. I don't think that's right.
Alpha 8C. That's a guess. It's an interesting guess.
That's obviously not it.
It's not a correct guess, but it's an interesting guess.
Fuck. Hmm.
I'll let you get one more in there. What else could this be? Think about the wheels. I think you know these wheels.
Ryan, are they actually 5 spokes?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they are. This is another one you're gonna pop yourself in the head for if you don't get it.
Yeah. Some kind of.
All right, Pat, I'm gonna need your guess.
Yeah, I got nothing. I give.
It's a clown shoe, baby.
Ah, the clown shoe. God damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought that was a good one. I thought that one might trip you up a little bit.
I'm realizing how little I actually know the side vents are.
Yeah, that's why I focused on those. I figured those might trip you up a
Those,
little bit.
yeah,
So
well, they're supposed to be the giveaways, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought you would know these wheels,
yeah, well, I do now.
and
now that
I had to very carefully zoom in to get that out of there.
get the M out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been very helpful.
absolutely, it would have. All right, Pat. I think we got time for one more of these games I got prepped for you. Would you rather do? This is the bonus round. Okay, you can choose which one you want. Do you want the engine bay game, or do you want the interior game? Now, I'll tell you right now that the engine bay game is going to be a little bit easier. I picked ones that you'd probably be a little bit more intuitive.
Okay, let's do the interior game then.
And-
That one sounds more interesting.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
The
I feel like
interior game,
maybe I will recognize this stuff. I don't know.
I
I'm
think you will
curious
too.
to see.
I think you will too.
Yeah, I'll get a couple.
So, do you recognize this one? This is not
Is
one of the
this
easier ones. This is a tougher one.
is this an automatic NSX?
Automatic NSX. No, this is a 300ZX, a Z32. See the Z. The dead giveaway on this one is the controls right here by the
I
fighter,
couldn't remember.
the fighter pilot
That looks
controls.
like the slanted NSX, uh, center stack.
Yeah,
Thing
the
there.
trans tunnel going right through it. Yep, yep, very much so.
Yeah.
All right,
All
what
right, well,
what about this one? This
0
is
for 1.
this is one of the hardest ones on the docket. I wanted this one to be near the end, but alas, I'm giving it to you in the order it's coming in.
Also an automatic.
It's an automatic, though I'll tell you, you
There's
could get these in manual.
2 switches there.
Yeah, it's got the handbrake,
What are those?
manual handbrake. See, you've got some sort of back seats back here. Notice I've got this stuff blurred out. You've got some labeling on the seats and on the wheel. That's blurred out, but it's not a big label. This is a hard one.
Yeah, this is. I kind of have no idea. I guess I think I would guess Japanese again.
You're on the right track.
But what would you pick that's interesting enough? Seats.
I'll give you a hint. The outside's a lot more interesting. The outside's very interesting.
Center stack. Knobs in the middle.
What do you think? I'm going to need your answer.
God. Some kind of Infinity or Nissan. I guess, but I don't know. I
It's
don't
a
know.
Subaru Baja.
Oh, Baja.
Yeah. That was a tough one. I didn't want to give
Yeah.
it to you in this order, but, I'm just doing it in the order that it's just put them in.
All right.
All right, this one's going to be easier. What's this one?
Oh God.
This one I would expect you to know.
All the weird vents and shit.
Yeah, it's got lots of crotch blowers over here. It's got a tape deck.
Seats. Oh God.
Cushy seats. These babies will keep you planted on the track.
Yeah.
Stick shift, 6-speed. Come on, you know this one, Patty.
Is it like a 280Z or something? I don't know.
It's a C4 Corvette, Patty.
Oh God, of course. The
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah, and I didn't do the cool vaporwave dash because I knew that would be way too obvious.
What? I'm not as good at this as I thought I would be.
So this is the All right, moving on. This one you recognize.
Yeah, well that one's a C8.
Yeah, okay. I forgot to blur that too. I just realized that.
Well, that big stupid thing along the side. I mean, that's
Yeah. This thing,
is unique.
the
Yeah.
pile of controls. Yeah, I knew you'd get that one. All right. What about this one?
Get on the board.
Yeah.
I
bet you can tell me what brand this is.
Yeah, it's BMW.
Yep. But what car?
The steering wheel seems odd.
It is odd.
I mean, it's the same. This would be like E60, E61 M5, but it's a manual, so I mean that's possible, I guess.
Yeah, you can get an E60 M5 manual.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that your guess?
yeah, sure.
Nailed it. E60 M5.
All right.
Beautiful. All right, what about this one?
Is that an Evo?
It is an
10?
Evo. An
Is that
Evo
your car?
10. Yep. Did you see that right there? I just realized that I must have had
Oh,
it. I must have had it zoomed
no, I
in.
didn't.
I must
I
have had.
didn't, but I recognize the steering wheel and the dash and stuff. I mean,
Nice.
you had one of those. I
Yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah. I figured one you'd been in, you could recognize. Except for mine had
Yeah.
the navigation. All right, moving on. Speaking of ones you're gonna know, what about this?
F40.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you know that one.
Yeah.
All right, what about this?
Some old automatic shitbox. uh,
This is an old automatic shipbox that you're familiar with. You've heard of this. You've heard of this car.
yeah, I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
Man, these old 80s, 90s, they're running together a lot more. Wish I couldn't get C4 Corvette. Man, those seats. Never forget that again. That's burned into my mind now.
This one's got some pretty distinctive seats too. You can't see much
Yeah.
of them, but
And the steering wheel.
yep, the wheel's pretty distinctive as well. And these gauges. These gauges are a big hint. Iconic.
Like GM font? Or is it Japanese?
I don't know. What do you take?
Horns. Either that or it's like a Toyota pickup or something. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
No gas on this one?
No, I've got nothing. What is it?
It's a Mustang Fox, baby.
Oh, a Fox body. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have any idea what they look like.
Yeah.
I know the gauges, yeah, are supposed to be, but to me, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, they're all the same, I suppose.
I don't know those cars that well.
What about? Oh, I guess I.
I'm
What
not sure I would have got that.
What do you think this one is? And that too, man. What the hell? I must have had it zoomed in like this or something. I was doing it. All right. Well, you know what that one is. You know what that one is. What about this one?
I would. Oh, is this is an i3?
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well done.
You know that one.
Yeah. What about this?
Gearbox.
Manual gearbox.
shift.
Yep.
A shift knob. Oh, is this an S2000?
Nailed it. Yes. Honda
All right.
S2K. Very well done. What about this? Look at all this burl wood. Bird's eye.
I want it, whatever it is.
But be careful before you speak too soon.
This is some late 90s, no, early 2000s ultra luxury here.
Yeah, you got the Ultra is strong, but yeah, you get the you get the Air, right?
Early 2000s near luxury.
Near luxury is right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Mercedes or BMW or Audi. They all have way more class than this.
Yep.
Is it is it a Lexus SC430?
Wow. Nailed it.
Is that
Nailed it.
right? I'm back.
430 Lex with convertible tops. And the rims
That's
keep
hilarious.
spinning every time I stop.
Top Gear's worst car ever
Worst
made.
car of all time, that's right. Which is ridiculous, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
It's ridiculous. What about this?
Oh, what the hell is this thing? Buttons look like they're
Quality. Is that the word you're looking for?
yes from a Chrysler product is what I was right.
Quality from the
Yeah.
Fiat universe.
Oh, and that's a Dodge key laying there too. Is it a Viper?
That is a Viper. Good call.
Man, that thing looks like shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not great.
Man, I at least thought, because what would this have been?
You're not so worried about the interior in a Viper.
That's true. You're buying an 8-liter V10, but
Yeah. You're taking this. You're worried about taking this baby for a rip, Al. You're not gonna be looking around.
I just am shocked how junky that shot looks there.
The hoe you got up front's gonna be hanging on to this thing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for dear life.
All right. What about this thing?
Look at that steering wheel.
Yeah, quality, right?
It's funky.
You're thinking, man, that's good. That looks good. Whatever that is.
Well, this is 90s opulence here. I'm having a harder time with this one.
This is a tough one. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Those gauges. Seems Lexus-y to me as well, but not that steering
Not the
wheel.
rest of it.
Yeah. What's with the steering wheel grips are?
That's for high performance driving, dude.
That is super weird. That kind of seems familiar, and they look like bus seats. Probably a coupe of some sort.
Probably so.
Damn, I'm dying to know.
Give me a guess then.
Oh, and the way the stack is facing the driver like that.
Yeah, it's a fighter jet
Was it like
cockpit.
Oh, but I don't think it's a Saab.
No.
I'm thinking like Subaru SVX or something.
It's a
That's
Z28 Camaro. Catfish.
Oh.
Yeah. Catfish!
I apologize to the Subaru SVX for that. Sorry about that. There would have been a big line through the window if that was.
That's true. You would have had a split window.
I was just thinking 90s sports, but not really sports coupe of some kind.
Right.
Yeah. And it's automatic. Come on, who gets a goddamn automatic Z28?
Not me, but somebody clearly.
Yeah, this guy.
All right. Well, we're about out of time, Patty. You want to do the engine bay game, or you want to call it?
We should probably call it.
Alright.
I gotta go. I got stuff to do. It's Sunday. If it was Friday night, we'd be doing that shit. But,
Yep. Too bad we didn't record one then, huh?
Yeah, yeah. What a bummer.
That would have been perfect.
But we'll do the engine bay game next week, and this week when I'm diligently working at my job, I will prepare a game or two for you. So.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Oh, but it won't be Friday because I have a gig on Friday, so maybe we'll shoot for Saturday.
Saturday sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Signing off. See you guys next
All right,
week.
brother.
Yep.
Goodbye.